Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, Executive Editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with fabulous concert programs number 18. And this is actually the fourth in our Vaughan Williams cycle. And I have a very simple program for the Vaughan Williams Fourth Symphony. Now, some of you know the fourth well. The fourth is sort of like, English Godzilla eats Tokyo. It's what-um, 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 what-do-do-do-do. It's wonderful. It's scarifying, it's mean, it's nasty, and it ends in just a crazy amount of rage and angst and aggravation with the huge thud. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Boom. Oh, God, it's marvelous. Marvelous. And, it's funny how it was considered to be a source extremely harsh and terrible. But now I'm serious. You play it, and someone's going to say, okay, it's monster movie music. I mean, that's what it sounds like, until you get to the second half of it, the Scherzo and finale, which Vaughan Williams admitted that he cribbed from Beethoven's Fifth because the Scherzo leads into the finale. And, Beethoven's Fifth is da, 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 bum, 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 bum. And Vaughan Williams turns it upside down. Da, ya, ya, da, dum, but it bum, 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 bum. It just does the opposite. It's like the Beethoven Fifth upside down in a minor key. Just go listen to it. My voice is shot because I'm getting over a cold. But not that it would be better if I wasn't getting over the cold. But, it's a big, mean, nasty piece of fun, essentially. And, I remember, I'll never forget the reviews in the British press when Dmitri Mitropoulos took the New York Philharmonic on tour with Vaughan Williams' Fourth, which is a piece he did in a scorching fashion. His recording of it is a knockout. Absolutely a knockout. And the British critics were all sniffily saying, it was so loud. Oh, it was just so terribly loud. Well, have you seen the score? What are you talking about? It was so loud. Of course it was loud. It's supposed to blow you through the back of the room. And what can I say? English critics. So, what are we doing for this program? Well, I wanted something that has variety on the one hand, but on the other hand, that somehow fits with the turbulence and the sort of darkness of the symphony, but without making it like overwhelming and mean. So the first half of the program is just two works, the Beethoven Coriolan Overture. Because the Coriolan Overture is unquestionably a Sturm und Drang sort of predecessor of the Vaughan Williams Fourth, right? Boom, bum, boom, bum, do 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 do. It has a lot of that same urgency and angst and rage, sheer rage, because one of the aspects of Coriolan, the Coriolanus, the character, is anger, lust for revenge. So that's what you get. And then for the concerto, because I want there to be a concerto, you got to have a really good concerto. You want to get people to the place and, have them sit through intermission to see the Vaughan Williams. So I chose the Sibelius Violin Concerto. It's a chestnut, yes. But it's a concerto that, as I've said before, sounds far more like Sibelius than it does like a violin concerto. It has that frosty, twilight atmosphere to it, a lot of really rich, saturated, dark colors in the orchestra with the violin singing up above. I happen to think it works really well. And, Vaughan Williams was a huge admirer of Sibelius. He dedicated his Fifth Symphony to Sibelius without permission, whatever that meant. Apparently Sibelius was happy about it. But the Fifth Symphony, it has its Sibelian moments, of course. But I think that the concerto, the violin concerto, matches the Fourth Symphony much better than it would the Fifth. I really do. It has that passion, that urgency, the intensity, the dark passion. But on the other hand, it sounds completely like Sibelius. And listening to that concerto, it's a big crowd pleaser. It's not going to get anybody feeling that they've had too much of the same old. So that's the program. A very simple, traditional program. But I think a traditional program sometimes is really appropriate, especially when the main item is not necessarily the traditional symphony, so that people feel comfortable. They know what they're getting in terms of the sequence of events, even if the emotional temperature is going to be quite different from what they might expecting. So that's the thing. Give it a shot at home. Tell me what you think of it. I think it really works. And as I've said before in all of these programs, I have to say this often again because people have been commenting and asking me, if you want to know what the best recordings are, go over to classicstoday.com. If I haven't made a video about them, which I've done about the Sibelius and some other things, and Beethoven's Coriolan even. But you can also get additional opinions and reviews at classicstoday.com that will help you make up your mind. And I've talked about Vaughan Williams IV quite a bit over there, so there's plenty to look at if you're curious about researching it on your own. But keep on listening, and thanks for trying out this program. I think it'll work really well. Take care.